Hello, I'm Jules Verrino from Massapequa High School. Teddy Roosevelt was one of the most influential people of his time, and his influence can still be seen today. For example, Teddy Roosevelt was a strong imperialist who built the Panama Canal in order to create a more easier and more effective trade route for American industry and economy. By doing so, America was able to access new markets and remains in access to these markets today, although America does not have exclusive rights to the Panama Canal as they did when Teddy Roosevelt was president. Another influence that Teddy Roosevelt had was when he read the book The Jungle. The Jungle demonstrated the most unsanitary conditions that went into making American food, specifically in the meat packing industry. Teddy Roosevelt, after threatening to become a vegetarian, decided that there was regulation that needed to be placed on this industry. By passing the Pure Food and Drug Act, he required a label on all packaged meat goods in order to inform Americans on what they were really eating and require an FDA approval of certain products in order to ensure that the working conditions or the conditions that the meat was produced in was in a healthy and consumable way. Another contribution that Teddy Roosevelt had was the introduction of the bully pulpit. The bully pulpit was Teddy Roosevelt's way of communicating with the media. He would propose an idea, media would record it, and then promote it in a way that would reach the public and more easily pass his policies. This can still be seen today in the way that candidates campaign and also, like Teddy Roosevelt, pass similar policies. The bully pulpit, although in his time the media was more small, today media is a major part of campaign, and a major part in how people receive their information is through the media. So campaigners today will even sometimes reference their media following as their own bully pulpit. A more famous policy that Teddy Roosevelt is known for is his square deal, in which he tried to provide equal opportunity for all. He did this by trust busting on harsh monopolies, which would take advantage of smaller businesses and prevent them from making a social climb into the industry as their own major and strong business. He saw some of these trusts and decided that regulation was needed and that some needed to be dissolved completely in order to allow less fortunate or smaller businesses during the time period to prosper. Another popular effort by Teddy Roosevelt was his acts in conservation, such as the Forest Reserve Act, in which presidents could reserve their own pieces of federal land and preserves in order to conserve national resources, which Teddy Roosevelt saw as a major problem during this time period. That influence can still be seen today with the many national parks that we have, and may even be associated in many people's minds as something that they think of when they think Teddy Roosevelt. This was ideal also in thinking about the future and thinking about how resources would diminish over time if we were not more responsible, which is an essential and important idea in the government and in America still today.